Welcome. How you doing, guys? Hope you're well. Let's get into it. So today we're going to be looking at MINIO. It's an object storage platform where you can back up your data, and then once you're backing up your data, it's going to distribute that against some nodes. Let me just show you the guide I'm going to follow because that'd be quite handy for you. So it is from loadbalancer.org. They do have a load balancing guide, which we're going to kind of work through today. So I'm going to make some changes that's just for me to this guide, just to make it a bit easier for me to demonstrate what I want to work on. And the reason why MINIO and not, say, another storage provider is because this one is open source. It's a community one, a community edition. It was free to download, easy, and it's simple to deploy for me. So I wanted to try out some object storage. So I had a look around, and on the site of Load Balancer, I found this guide. So I decided to go off and follow the guide, which is here, that goes through all the talking points that we're going to touch on today. Oh, so sorry. Man, I'll tell you what, right? I had a smoothie, and it is repeating on me. Woo! Sorry, apologies. But anyway, we're going to get into it. So, yeah, it's a simple SSL termination on top of a VIP on port 9000. If you followed one of my last videos, I'll go back, look at my load balancing videos. I do go on how to set up an SSL termination for IES servers. Exactly the same, right? But we're doing it exactly for this VIP here. So go back, have a look at that video if you want to see how to set up the SSL termination. I can do it, I may do it, but I may not cover it in this because I don't want this video to be too long. 5-10 minutes is usually a maximum, but we may run over that. But here we go. So port 9000, because that's what the API uses for the nodes. Technically, coming in here, you really want your API or the stuff that's backing up. Maybe it's Convault, Veeam, or whatever else it is that's connecting. We'll connect over here, so secure all the way to the load balancer. Hit the load balancer, terminate at the load balancer, pass that on at the load balancer to port 9000, and then the load balancer will simply port that out to the nodes and distribute that across your nodes for you. Okay, so let's go and have a quick look. Hopefully you know what object storage is. If you don't, then go back and look at this guide. It kind of explains it, but if you're looking at this video, kind of says to me you kind of understand what object storage is, and you probably understand what MINIO is anyway. So if you don't, then this guide, or at least this I guess blog about MINIO, kind of covers it really well. So go and have a look at that, and then you'll be able to kind of nail down into following the guides and stuff like that. So it's right underneath, deployment guides there. Click it, brings you to this, and then you can follow through. Okay, you can come back to the video, have another look, but this is really simple setup, guys. Really simple. All right, let's go. So virtual services, add a virtual server. Really easy. We're going to name it. Let's go and have a look at the name. We're going to call it MINIO cluster. And then we're going to give it an IP. We'll leave it on port 80 and click update. Actually, I need to change that. 9000. We need to change that right to 9000. So yeah, make sure you do change that to 9000. So 9000. Let's go back to virtual services. We won't click reload yet because we're going to make this change, and then call that 9000. We might as well make some other changes since we've done that. So we don't want any persistence, so we can turn that off for a start, because that's in the documentation. It does tell you to do that. And we need a health check, so we can go advanced, Negotiate HTTP head, really easy. And we're going to put in this health check as per the guide. And hit OK. At the bottom, after we go into advanced, and we're going to look for timeout, which is here. Look at that, and hit 10 minutes. So 10M. We're going to put that in both boxes. And then click update. And then we're going to click reload. We're going to check our system overview because it should be down because we don't have any real servers yet. Yep, which is cool. And then we're going to go into cluster configuration, layer 7 real servers, scroll all the way down to our VIP. And then we're going to name that, we could name that MINIO 1. So we call that MINIO 1. We're going to give it an IP address. Normally what you'd have is 4, right, for this. But for our test or our easy setup, just as a run through, but it's exactly the same. We do it exactly the same. It's different IP addresses, but it's exactly the same. There's no rocket science to this one. I click update, click reload. I think it's asking me to commit, so I'll come back and do that. I'm going to add another real server. It can wait. We're going to call this one MINIO 2. Let's be inventive. So MINIO 2. We're going to give that an IP address. If we had 4 servers, we would just keep going with IP addresses and naming. We're not going to put anything in the port because we want it to communicate on 9000. Yeah, and then reload. And system overview. And there we go. We have access, or at least configured our MINIO VIP. So it's an easy thing to do. And it's just showing the settings. What I'm just going to do is make sure that that works though, because I know one of my servers, I'm going to halt this one for a sec. Just going to halt that particular server while I go and add a port as well. So back up to cluster configuration, layer 7 virtual services. I'm going to click modify, and I'm going to add, oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. This particular port, because I need it. And update. Reload. System overview. Brilliant. And then I'm going to go to 160 on that particular port. Oops, let me get rid of that. Still going. Let's see if it wants to go. Is that HTTP? Just double check. Actually, let me take that out. Get rid of that. No, it's not the right port. So the port is, let's have a look. Let's have a look. 7.5. Right, and there we go. We know we hit across right there. So we saw the connection request, which is good. So if I just refresh that, here we go. You see our connections coming in and hitting our server. So quick though, because it's TCP, right? So we can access our console. So I would generally, in this situation, set up a separate VIP, maybe for console access if you wanted to come through via the console. The server does let you know what port it's using, but I know when I set up my servers, I've spun them up a couple of times, didn't stick it on one port, so they're both running on 2 separate ports. You can change that though, follow the documentation for that. But yeah, we can access our buckets, which is great, via our VIP, and then I can check out this one. It's just an image, and I can click share. I can copy that URL, or I can click download from there, and then we can open up our photo. And as simple as that. See, really simple, really easy, and it's just over 10 minutes. So apologies for it going over 10 minutes, but hey, you know what? It was nearly 10. I'll speak to you soon. Peace.